India today is slowly but surely inching towards becoming an Orwellian nightmare. The government is everywhere, watching you, judging you, and punishing you. The weapon wielded most frequently is the law on sedition under section 124A of the Indian Penal Code, the maximum punishment for which could also be life imprisonment. In today's episode of So Basically, let's look into the much talked about section 124A of the IPC, popularly known as the Sedition Law, and rethink its relevance in world's largest democracy. India's sedition law was introduced by its colonial masters way back in 1870 to maintain the supremacy of the crown and to fracture dissent. Interestingly, Britain itself got rid of this archaic law in 2009, while India still uses it to cripple free speech.
You misuse your freedom of expression, and then you say that this is cultural. What is cultural about this?
Yes, you have lost sanity. Congratulations. I don't know how you call yourself Indian. Okay, let him speak. I don't know how you take. Let him speak.
Now let's make one thing clear. Section 124A penalizes those who attempt to excite disaffection towards the government and not the nation. So here we have a democratic government led by the people we elect to serve us, but in the event that they don't do their job and I criticize them, that's a crime? That sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Furthermore, this is a law that has been misused time and again. Do you know how big a problem that is?
But the fact of the matter is that if you give this kind of unlimited power to state governments or even to the central government, its misuse is much more likely than its use.
As per the data by the Ministry of Home Affairs, between 2014 and 2016, 177 of 179 people arrested on the charges of sedition were falsely accused. What's more absurd is the nature of cases under which the police has apprehended activists and protesters. Sedition charges have been slapped for posts made on social media, cheering a rival cricket team, and drawing cartoons and caricatures. Finally, many lawyers and activists have pointed out that criminal laws under the IPC are sufficient to deal with acts of violence and terrorism, making the existence of sedition law moot. The Law Commission's 2018 consultation report on sedition also called for a rethink or repeal of the sedition law, citing the same reason. If our fears of security as citizens of a country are taken care of, what benefit would a law like sedition have besides instilling a fear of the government? #laws with flaws. So basically what we have here is a colonial era law aimed at protecting the government, overly misused by all government, and is in fact quite redundant considering we have other laws that subsume its purpose.
I think that it's time for the legislature and for Parliament to relook at this and scrap it.
Which brings us to the question, do we still need this law? Well, we say no. For a democratic society, a law so illiberal, so disdainful of free speech, and statist in its persuasion warrants an immediate and absolute repeal. For more information, click on the link in the description.